What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, and welcome to another new video. And yeah, you're gonna be with my glasses on, no contact lenses, looking blah as fuck. Cause you know what? Pride is over, and so is my will to have pride in my appearance. Joking!
Now where do you think you're going? Thought it was wrong to come over. My daddy won't be home. It's dark. Now where do you think you're going? Thought it was wrong to come over. Your mama says I'm no good boy. Oh, what have you
So,
done to
thinking
me?
back on this Pride Month, like, how has it been? I feel like we started off as strong as we could for like the first year with true post-COVID aura. I don't want to say post-COVID reality because we're definitely not there in spite of what so many seem to be thinking. There's definitely still risks, there's definitely still issues with Omicron and other things cropping up, and we've been seeing numbers surge, and of course too, the Pride events happened in LA and in other places like this, and again, we saw a little surge follow after those. And, people are getting vaccinated, they're getting less effects, but there's still a lot of stuff with long COVID and long term issues cropping up, even from mild cases. In spite of all of that, I do feel like the Pride events were feeling very nice, very good, and trying to bring back this sense of community and this sense of urgency that has been missing over the past 2 years with COVID. And even before that, I do feel like a lot of the Pride events I managed to see, at least, were doing a very good job at bringing back inclusiveness and fighting for the continuance of inclusiveness in spite of things like the Puritans, the, genderqueers, and of course conservative values out there trying so hard to push this concept of immoral pride events, of immoral expressions of gayness, of essentially trying to say that these pride events are inherently wrong and evil and bad, and that having kids present there or including kids at all, or failing to make it as absolutely sanitary as possible is somehow a disservice or evil to those kids, even at the expense of everyone else who was there. Like, I feel like a lot of the events did really good at bringing balance. Like, we got to see Bear Pride marches in the middle of these things. We got to see, a lot of support for these fringe communities that are valuable and necessary parts of the queer community, but, trying to get pushed out by certain others. And I did love seeing that. I also feel like there were issues, again, like WeHo Pride, from what I saw, was just as fantastic as LA Pride had been before, which was lovely. LA Pride, from what I saw, and from what other people told me who were there, ended up being very commercial, very advertisement, very sponsored by type thing, and it was a bigger thing, it's a bigger venue, it has like such a huge draw, and I can understand that, but that does feel like getting more away from what Pride is. And, I feel like there is this sort of urgency for balance, not in the senses of what, the regular discourse has always been about Pride, but more in the sense of trying to get support and sponsorship without that becoming the sole reason of your Pride event. It's like, why are there so many floats and sponsored areas and, meal services, drink services, etc., that exist less to replenish your people that are there and more to advertise, whichever specific brand is happy to be a part of this event. And then, of course, there's stuff like with Planet Pride, where it was like, $8 for a bottle of water in the middle of a scorching summer for New York, with all these people outdoors in the street. That's unacceptable. That's shitty. That's disgusting. Especially since, from what I heard from some people, is that they wouldn't allow you to bring in any bottled drinks, as it were, so you had no choice. That's just crappy. I did like seeing a lot of the faces, a lot of the involvement, and I even liked some of the allyship there. Michael Cimino being at New York Pride, to me, I thought that was beautiful. That was great. He was having a lot of fun. Was he giving a little bit of service? Yes, he was. Am I mad? No. Look at that body, and he is going to show it off. And you know what? I'm going to enjoy looking at that. I'm not going to deny it. And and then this whole month really sort of went down the shitter when what happened. Women's rights got a massive punch in the guts with Roe v. Wade being overturned, and pretty much the people who did this saying full on that we want to look at other things, including Birchville, including, the thing that ended sodomy laws in so many states. And, let's just take a look at these, because I don't really think there is a reason to federally protect queer people, to protect gay people, to protect gay marriage, to protect women, to protect minorities. They've gone after Native American rights, to sovereignty on their own land. It's a scary time now, and this coming right at the end of Pride Month really was like a punch in the gut and sucked all the soul and life out of this. I'm happy that people in this last few weeks and so managed to have fun events, managed to have their own little bits of happiness and joy, but it really stopped feeling like Pride Month. It stopped feeling like a celebration and a happiness, and I don't know. I know it was very last minute, and these people couldn't change the trajectory of these events quickly enough, but I wish we could have seen a lot more of these Pride events turn into the protests and the marches that they could have been. Because I feel like that was one of the most beautiful things in 2020 when, they could have been at their Pride events, but nope, they went right on the streets, they went on those marches, they were holding up their signs, they were shouting the right words. They were standing there as the cops came in and abused and brutalized and did shitty things that just proved why we need to defund the police. And, I really wanted to see that. Of course, I'm sure we are going to be seeing it coming up in July in all of the upcoming months, and I hope we see some incredible displays of gay wrath in the next few months, because it's time. But that really was something to go through, and I feel like it puts a much bleaker aura on this entire month and the upcoming year. And I won't lie, 2023 was going to be my next big Pride events, because I missed out these for pricing and a little bit of safety concerns, etc. But next year was looking to be the definite thing. But now, I'm not sure where we're going to be as a country, as a people, as a world, in terms of being able to openly celebrate Pride, being able to be unafraid, being able to, embrace what we are in this free and outwardly expressive way that we do during Pride Month and during these Pride marches and these Pride events. It's scary. It really is terrifying. You see gay people being called groomers and attacked. You see them taking immediate action to go ahead and try to ban drag queens from ever being around children, while all the while they continue to fund and support churches and politicians and groups and events and things that are directly tied to way more child abuse scandals than any gay person ever has been. I'm not sure where the world is going to be going. And it's a little bit scary and not the fun way to end off Pride Month. But Pride started as a protest. It started when bricks were thrown, when people had the courage to say no, and to say fuck you, and to say we're not going to stand for this kind of abuse anymore. So, I suppose if we're ending Pride Month now, it might as well be, once again, saying no more, saying fuck you, saying we are not going to stand for this anymore. We already had to fight for all of these rights. We as queer people, we as minorities, we as women, we as anyone affected by these issues, trans men, anyone affected by this stuff. And of course, it gets so much bigger because the attack on all of these constitutional rights that should have been codified by now is the right to privacy, the right to doing what you want in your own life. And if they start shattering these things, if they start going after them in this way, honestly, I'm not sure how far they are going to go. I'm not sure what they're going to try to do next. Nothing is certain right now. And that's genuinely terrifying. So this was me wrapping up Pride Month with a few thoughts and ideas and depressing points. But if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. And of course, remember, life will get better as long as we keep working at it brick by brick. And that has never had more of a double entendre to it than it does now. See you guys.